Yo, so I'm with my man Jaxon Jensen. So tell everybody exactly how long you've been here, how long you've been watching. Just kind of share your story with them. You kind of got a
Yeah.
strong story.
Yeah, it's a crazy story. So, to preface, I've been in door to door 8 years. It's pretty much my entire professional career. Because of the success I've had, I've never wanted to do anything outside of sales. This last year, I got to a point in my industry where I felt like I needed change. And when I started considering change, it was very nerve wracking for me. I've considered life insurance multiple times in the past. And there were many times where I let my fear win, and I would say things like, oh, it's got to be a scam, or I don't know anyone who's successful in the industry. And so I always scared myself out of looking too deep. But when I got put into this position of really considering a professional change, it just so happened that somebody close to me was looking into the same change. They had kind of found the same route. And while my entire organization was still fully actively producing in my previous industry, I started taking meetings. I started interviewing agency owners in this, and I wanted to get more of a real perspective. And that's when my good friend kind of put me in contact with you. And I did the same. I put him in contact with someone that I had been speaking with. And I said, all right, if you want me to vet your guy out, you vet mine. And I remember being pretty aggressive on you. I've had good mentors in my career my whole life. I've had the same mentor. And so I have the bar set pretty high on what I expect my leader or somebody that I'm trusting to lead me into an industry. High expectations. And I've never had, a leader younger than me. And so I was very tough on you, I think. And I was blown away by the way you handled that conversation. Very humble. You spoke with power, and your intent was authentic. Like, there was no part of you that was like, I want you. I felt this impression of if you want this, I'd love to continue the conversation to see if you fit here, but no sweat off my back. And that was really big for me, especially the industry I came from. I put my partner in conversation with the guy that I had been speaking about, and I don't think that he had as much confidence in that conversation that I had with you walking out. So that was pretty confident for both of us at that point. If we we're going to keep looking into this, then you were the route. So that being said, those serious conversations started happening in November of 2024. I kind of went through like an identity crisis. I was like, what am I doing? Like, I'm actually doing this. I have a wife and a son. I have a family and established foundation at this point. Like, am I going to do this? So December and January were kind of scary months for me. And in February, I just kind of realized I need to get out and kind of see what this looks like myself. Went out on some faith, never read the script. I had finished just the basic requirements that were needed of me to be out there, but I was completely nervous, and I just was uncomfortable feeling like I was starting over in a new industry. And when I had come out, it was just mind-blowing seeing the level of humility from all the agents willing to help, the culture, the desire for every individual to not only uplift on a professional standard, but also in the personal life as well. And just seeing how close everybody was, that was very comforting. And then day one, I closed the policy, not knowing what I was doing. And everyone's saying, just read the script. Like, it's that easy, just read the script. And I kept wanting to overcomplicate it. Day two, I closed 3 policies. Day 3, I closed 3 policies. Day 4, I closed 2 more policies. And at this point, I was like, okay, like, this is something that I feel like I can do. And shortly after, especially coming from an industry where it takes a long time to get paid, shortly after, those policies hit my bank account. And it was just kind of wild for me to realize how much control I had in this environment, in this atmosphere. So quickly from that point, I started changing my expectations on what I thought success was, or what I thought a good environment for me was. And I just kind of dropped the walls, and I started investing all my time. I realized for me to be successful, I needed to be 100% in. And even though it was scary for me, especially having a family, having a son that relies heavily on my daily activity with him, it's so hard for me to want to spend time away from my family. Yeah. And the sales life has allowed me to spend a lot of time with my baby boy. And so to transition, I was expecting trial. I was expecting a lot of issues. And truthfully, I expected a lot of like failure like I had in past industries. And I think I just kept waiting for the ball to drop. Like, when is this great thing? Like, when are we going to crash? Like, when's this going to go down? When's it going to blow up? And the more time and effort I put in, it re-solidified over and over again that this is where I was meant to be. And that just made it so much easier for all of my people to see the switch in my lifestyle, how happy I had become. And pretty quickly, a lot of my agents, a lot of my friends, and even a lot of family started inquiring and wanting to look into it. And I've seen it change a lot of people's lives from the time that we've been fully invested here. So that's kind of in a gist, my experience here. I've been in the industry now, not a long time. I've been here, I would say, from very beginning to now, about 4 months, maybe 5. In terms of fully acting as an individual, performing and working with my reps, I would say like the last 30 days have pretty much been fully going for me. But in the time that I've been here, I can't tell you, I'm already way surpassing the projections of what previous years' income have been.
No, bro, it's been amazing to see, bro. And the second I met you, bro, it was like real recognized real. Like, I knew you were very talented, just the way you carry yourself, the way you speak. You have sales experience. The only difference is like, this is just a different product. You know what I mean? And it's not just a product that's a needs and a want, but it's more so like a necessity for a lot of families out there.
Yeah.
And when you've been in an industry, like you said, where you've been promised and promised and promised, and you've been told and seen different, it's different over here. Like our straight core value now is just profits over promises. Because like men lie all the time, women lie all the time, but numbers don't lie, bro.
Sure.
And like on that interview, you said something to me that stuck out. Was like, hey, like I'm gonna go around and ask you about you. Like, what's one bad thing I'm gonna hear about you? You're like, or is that car yours? And like you were asking me these questions. Like, I've been on hundreds, probably thousands of recruiting calls, and I've never been asked these questions. And like, dude, I just kept it completely honest with you. I was like, dude, when I wake up every single day, like it's a blessing. Like I don't look at this as a job or anything. Like it's a lifestyle. Like we have over 200 some agents doing this. Our top guys will close 2 to 3 deals. Right. New guys do 1 every other one. And it's just about helping people. Because like when you've seen people like Zach, Sean, Wiley, sure, even myself, where like when you have a huge agency, you can build a great passive income, but it's the best active income out there as well.
For sure. Like
you saw yourself, like, dude, there's no other business out there where you can sell something and get paid within 24, 48, 72 hours of them paying that policy.
100%.
It was just like one of your brand new guys you brought on that's been killing it, Taylor. Like, dude, within his first 10 days, he sold $10,000 and he's already deposited like $3,000, $4,000. And he used to not even see that in the pest control space that he was in. And it's just insane to see. And another big thing is while you were in those industries, a lot of people that are coming from door-to-door solar, they don't even know what a lead is. So how has your experience been calling, paid leads that you haven't even paid for yet?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. And before I even start, anyone who is afraid to go into a sales industry where you have to pay for your leads, oh my goodness, like you're in the wrong industry if you're not paying for your leads. Like that's just a fact. The reality is I'm coming from door to door. So I'm used to 9, 10 rejections or objections on the door before someone's even willing to say, maybe. It's just it's a plot twist. We're talking individuals that are 50, 60, 70, and they want to take care of their family. They recognize they're going to die at some point. They recognize that maybe the life they've lived hasn't allowed them to put away the money necessary to secure their financial future. They're going online. They're researching things. They're asking questions. They're filling out a form. These people are emotionally open to the very thing that I'm going to call them and discuss with them. So it's like instead of going to a random door, which the neighborhood only has 100 doors, if I knock all 100, I can't just make more doors. But on the other end, when I'm calling these numbers, I go through maybe 1 or 2 objections before I get to where I can have a quality conversation with them because they're realizing, oh yeah, I did submit that form. Oh yeah, I have been looking into this. It's very much more inquisitive because I'm not selling you a product, in my opinion. I'm providing you with a necessity, like you said, that you already need this. And chances are you've already spent your life doing it. It just probably hasn't been as neat or as pretty, or you probably haven't made the money you want. And so rather than you having to cost an arm and a leg to try to put away 5, 10, 15 grand over the next 5, 10 years, and let's hope to God that you don't die in that time, because we don't know. Wouldn't you love to have that assurance or peace of mind of knowing that on a very conservative monthly payment that's affordable to you, that you and I both determine together, you're able to instill that security for your family, whether it's tomorrow, 5 years, 10 years. And I mean, if you live past 100, then that's just a nice check for you. So again, in my opinion, I'm helping people in their lives, whether it's an agent, whether it's somebody in their personal life. I'm helping you level up your life and make decisions that make you live with a peace of mind.
Yeah.
And so that to me it's uncomparable. You'll probably never catch me knocking a door again.
Dude, I don't blame you. It's ghetto.
The amount
you got a family. You got a baby boy.
The amount of guns I've had pulled on me, the amount of consistent follow-up I've had to do, the amount of gas tanks I've had to fill up, the amount of flights I've had to pay for, and that's all at the risk of cold knocking. Like, what if I don't perform that month?
Right.
But on the other end, there's a tailored, scripted process that if I follow it to a T, blueprint with individuals who have inquired about this, that I'll take those odds any day.
Yeah.
Sure.
As a manager, because a lot of managers from not just where your organization came from, but like, dude, I'm talking like huge solar companies, door-to-door pest control, security companies. Once their contracts end, bro, they're looking at making the switch as well. It's an industry that's getting saturated and it's not regulated enough, and there's too many factors going in and out of it.
Right.
How has it been, being a manager over there with those overhead costs to the startup cost? And since you've been to 2 lock-ins, getting reps out to get these guys trained, how has it been in a difference for it, in a good way or a bad way?
It's been a phenomenal difference in a positive way. And if I could paint the picture simply, there's a lot of investment that goes into an individual in the door-to-door space. And it could be 2-3 months before you know that investment is good risk or bad risk. It could be 2-3 months of you investing your time in this individual before you're able to determine whether or not they're worth your time. On the contrary, in this industry, this is an established industry that's been around for a very long time. It's consolidated. It's like real estate. If I want to get into real estate, I can't just say, let me go sell a house or two to see how I like it before I go and take my test and get licensed and hope that an agency sees value in me and picks me up. Like it doesn't work that way. And so quite honestly, if you want my time, you'll pass that test. You pass that test, you're already battle proven. You've already spent a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks studying, passing a test, learning in information that you haven't been being paid for. By the time you have an opportunity to dial a warm lead, you're not only very excited, you've had weeks of proper expectations and quality training and personal development from your mentor. At that point, an investment of leads, not a bad risk. We're talking buying a property that has no profitability on it versus buying a property that is profitable day one.
Yeah.
It's so much easier because I'm not risking my time with people who can't show up and meet the criteria. And my criteria isn't how tall or how heavy you have to be or what nationality you come from, how much experience. My criteria is, are you humble? Are you committed? Will you show up and do what I ask you to do? And will you be consistent, recognizing that nothing that's very worthwhile or successful happens overnight? And if you can do that, then this is for anyone. Ironically, there's just not that many people in the world that are willing to sacrifice and do hard things to have the life that they really want to live.
That's facts. And man, you couldn't have said it any better, bro. Like, it's so true. And then I was going to say, like, not only that, like, as being a manager, when you bring someone into this business specifically, like you said, it doesn't matter how old they are, where they come from, as long as they're humble and human. Like, to go back on that recruiting call, like when you were asking me about the agency, is like, dude, we have hundreds of people inquiring about joining us, the agency. And I think the reason we've grown so quickly, organically, where like we build our people up and, the highest issue paid per agent is simply because like it's quality over quantity. It's like we're not just trying to work with anybody and just everybody. You know what I mean? Like when we're on a call, it's like, yes, obviously, like I would love to work with you, but like you said, it's no sweat, man. Like you're already killing it. Like same thing. Like you're crushing the game over there. Obviously, you know a thing or two. Like you did your research, obviously, but like this is why this is better. This is how you can provide a better life for your family, a better life for your guys. This is how, it's been looking the last year for me. This is how it could look for the next year for you. And then it just starts eliminating the fears and doubts you might have in your head.
For sure.
And then once you come into an event in person and you see the actual team doing it, you see it in person. You hop in on a Zoom when you're at home with your family. Same thing. You see it as well. And same thing, like we got Taylor started up all virtually. Dude, you didn't even have to fly him out nowhere. You didn't have to, pay for many things for him. You didn't really have to do too much startup cost-wise on you as a manager.
For sure.
Except give your time, which is valuable. Time is very, very valuable. I look at because you either got time or money in this life. That's why you can pay people to cut the grass, pay an admin to do tasks for you, or, a dialer to book appointments for you and do all these different types of things is because you got time or money. And when you're investing that valuable time into the right people, like, dude, that's a dangerous combo.
What's nice about that, though, is it's not risky time because it's like, I'll give you some of my time, but here's the thing. I need you to pass that test. So here's a course. Here's some proper expectations. Let me show you how to study. And you pass that test, you and I will go through next steps. And if it takes you 3, 4, 5 weeks to pass that test, I don't have to waste all this time on you.
Mm-hmm.
You keep reaching out saying you need this, you need that. It's just an excuse. And it's like, as much as I'd love to help you, to be honest, I can't. Like, you can't show up and do your part. You can't meet me in the middle of this transaction and pass that test. I can't help you. And so there's no risk for me because it's like you are showing up, putting in the time, putting in the effort. You pass that test, you're entitled to my time. And if I don't give you my time, like, shame on me. You better go find someone that's worth your time because this is an industry that you can do really well in. And so, yeah, time is valuable. But personal development is what's this all about. So if I find somebody that's worth my time, you best believe that's what I want to invest all my time and effort into. That's what's going to give me all the most reward and happiness in this world. Like you said, you either have time or money. And in my opinion, money is easy to make. Time is not easy to make. And if I can duplicate success out of another human being, that provides more time for all of us to do what we want to do with the people that we want to do it with.
No, that's facts. What would you say before we wrap this up, I want to end it with this. What would you say to anyone that has been watching or stuck on the fence of making the transition just because they do have fear and doubts of what they've been told or just in their own head? What do you have to say to those people and how can they get in contact with you?
Yeah, it's a good question. That's a tough question. I hope my response doesn't offend people. But if you're afraid, I ask you to challenge yourself. If you're afraid and you're not willing to do scary things, I don't want you. But on the contrary, I want you to realize that, especially depending on what industry you've come from, you've probably already been doing a harder hard. You know how to sell, or you've done a day job and you feel undervalued. You haven't got the leadership you've wanted. You haven't made the money you've wanted. And or you likely don't see a pathway of growth and development for yourself. And in which case, if that's where you're at, my challenge is let's have a conversation. Let's see if this is something that makes sense for both of us. Because like we've talked about, it's a transaction. It goes both ways. You are entitled to my time, which I am able to help you succeed, so much as if you show me why it's worth my time. And if you are like any of the individuals that are in this agency, I don't care how old you are. I don't care what your background is. If you believe in yourself, if you want to be successful and you're willing to put in the hard work and effort consistently on a daily basis, then you're no better than me. I'm not better than you. I would love to spend time with you, and I'm confident that I can help you become a better version of yourself. You can catch me on Instagram. My handle is JaxJens2, and I'm sure that we're going to be posting this all over YouTube and some other places. My phone number, 435-231-5061. Hit me up. I'd love to chat with you.
Let's go, bro. Nah, you've been killing it, man. I'm excited to see what you go this year, brother.
Heck yeah, I wouldn't be here without you, man. We're going to the moon together.
Nah, that was fucking money. Oh, that was fucking. There you go, Taylor. You heard it right there. Well, that's $1 million story right there. All right.
Oh, don't do that. Anything but that. Anything but that.
Sorry.
I'll find everybody.
What did you do with them? I was turned around.